What's up, everybody? John Cortese back at you here with another Monday motivation video. And today we're going to talk about a little term I like to use called moving the chains, and why it's important to you when you're trying to reach a goal or going after anything that you want, no matter what it might be, whether it be in fitness, career, school, again, whatever it might be. It's all about, again, moving the chains. And I learned this term. I mean, that's a football term, right? Moving the chains, first down, keep the chains moving, keep that ball moving ahead. But when I started to apply it to other terms, I learned this from my business coach, Paul Reddick, and he once told me, and he still tells me to this day, look, you're gonna hit roadblocks, you're gonna hit little bumps in the road every now and then, but the most important thing that you got to understand, and this is the message I'm relaying back to you guys as well, is that even a little tiny bit of progress is better than zero. You know what I mean? Does that make sense, right? So, in other words, let's just say, for example, somebody's goal is to lose 50 pounds. Okay, that's a large number to think about. Okay, and they might only be losing 2 pounds a week. Okay, that's still progress, though. All right, and a lot of people they might get discouraged by that, and it's very irritating to me to see like these shows like The Biggest Loser and all these other weight loss shows. They're great, and the fact that they're helping people move and get active and get fit, but the message that they're sending, I think, is a little bit unrealistic. In that, like, for example, when they go to do these weigh-ins on those shows, they get all upset when they have only lost like 10 pounds. And they're like, we told you to lose 20. Well, shucks, they lost 10 pounds. Darn. It's like, it's just, and then, they start crying and they get all upset at them. And they're like, what have you been doing? If that was one of my clients and they lost 10 pounds in a week, I would ask them what they're doing too, because that's amazing. And I would honestly, frankly, be a little bit concerned because that's really not sustainable. Initially when somebody's new, and like we have a short-term program, we have a 30-day challenge program that we run, and a lot of people will lose 10 to 15 pounds in a couple of weeks. That's not uncommon, but again, you can't expect that to be sustainable over time. It's just not. And that goes with anything. Like a lot of these kids that we train to, these athletes, they want to get stronger and faster. Especially they want to get faster right away. And, the hardest concept to understand is that it takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. You cannot get frustrated and quit when the results don't happen in a week or two. You have to keep moving the chains, and you have to put the time in and effort and understand and trust in the process that it's going to work out for you over time. And that's one of these things that, especially nowadays, I feel, is that we want this instant gratification. We want everything to happen now. And, I would love for it to happen now. But what would be the fun in that? I mean, you could just turn off your brain and wake up one day and 8 weeks have gone by and all of a sudden everything has happened magically. I mean, some people would say, yeah, I would love that. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't work that way. And I think the most enjoyable process in these goals, in reaching any sort of large achievement, is being able to look back and say, how much time and effort I put into this, and now I've done it. So it's all about the journey, guys. It's not about the end result. I mean, that's, again, don't get me wrong, that's great. But really, you have to understand that you have to move the chains. You got to keep putting the time in. You might only make a little bit of progress over time. And again, apply this to school, to business. In the business world, you might only get one new client a month when you're starting out. Or you might, you're trying to build your squat up 100 pounds. You might only add 5 pounds a week. That's 20 pounds a month on your squat. Okay? Or, again, with weight loss. You might only be losing 2 pounds a week. That's 8 pounds a month. That's better than 0, guys. Okay? So think about it like that. Small changes over time are consistent and are sustainable. All right? That's your Monday motivation, guys. John Cortese here at ctsgym.com, CTS Strength Conditioning, Napa, California. If you enjoyed this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you shared it with friends and family. You don't have to. Either way, I would love it if you did, though. And again, feel free to subscribe, comment below, let me know what you thought. And again, as always, make it a great day. We'll see you guys.